Hi everyone. Today I decided to stop using um, voice mods. I know my voice will not match my avatar, but I feel that it will be much more emotional to read stories with my own voice without any modifications that will. Yesterday I tried. Let me change the scene meanwhile. Okay. Hi. Um, Yesterday I tried to read stories for the first time, um, and by rewatching the VOD, I didn't like it, honestly. I don't know why my face does this. um, so I decided, why not using my own voice, even though it doesn't match? I don't care. I like my avatar. I like talking and reading. So I found also this site. It's called Shori slash story.me, and I think I want to read stories of all kind, not necessarily horror, sad, or anything. I just want to read stories. So I think we can start whenever the music will stop. will stop. I think that I want to start with this story. It's labeled as flash fiction. Um, and first of all, before I start reading, I want to ask for your help as well. If you stumble upon my live, my streaming, feel free to drop any suggestion you have about any story, any kind of story, unless uh, it is too much. Like um, I won't read any kind of story. I want to keep. Uh, I still want to keep a safe space, especially for trauma and troubled people in general. So I will still check any suggestion you will leave, but in case it's safe enough, yes, I will read it gladly. So I would like to start, and the first story is "The Moon is a Wanderer Too" by Christopher Hennessy. The rain came down like broken glass, and the sea. Wait a second before I start. Okay, it did a weird thing. The music, at least it did before I started. Okay, let me do this just to be sure I can watch both you in case someone types something or something goes wrong. The rain came down like broken glass, and the city was a wound, bleeding light and exhaust, and the smell of food frying in oil that's been used too many times. I was walking nowhere, which is the only place I ever go, and the streets were full of saints and sinners, and the ones who don't know which they are yet. I passed a man with a guitar and a dog with three legs, and a woman with eyes like cracked porcelain. She looked at me like she knew I was lying, even though I hadn't said a word. I was chasing a feeling I'd lost in a dream, maybe in my hometown, maybe in a bar in this town, maybe in the arms of a girl named Sarah. who wore feathers in her hair and whispered poems in Spanish that I never understood but pretend to. She used to say, "You're not real. You're just a story someone forgot to finish." And I'd laugh and kiss her shoulder and write her name on cigarettes and bedroom walls. Now I was in a seaside city that didn't have a name, or maybe they had too many. It was all cracked sidewalks and flickering signs and the hum of neon like the voice of God, if God was tired and strung out and still trying to love us. I ducked into a diner that smelled like coffee and had an attitude and sat at a corner next to a man who looked like he'd been crying for 20 years. He ordered eggs and didn't eat them. I ordered nothing and drank water like it was holy. The waitress had a tattoo of a moth on her wrist and she moved like she was underwear. Underwater? I'm sorry. I asked her what the moth meant and she said, "It's the only thing that ever came back to me." I didn't know what that meant, but I nodded like I did. That's how you survive in places like this. Pretend you understand the poetry even when it's written in blood. Outside, the rain had stopped, but the sky was still crying. I walked past a church with no roof and a man preaching to pigeons. He said, "The end is near, but it's not the end, you think." I dropped $1 in his hat and he blessed me in a language I didn't recognize. Maybe it was love. Maybe it was madness. Maybe there's no difference. I kept walking. I saw a girl dancing in the alley, barefoot, spinning like the world was hers, and she didn't care if it burned. She had a radio playing, and her dress was torn, and she smiled like she knew something I didn't. I asked her name, and she said, "Does it matter?" I said no, but I wanted to know anyway. She said, "Call me Mercy." I did. Mercy took my hand and led me to a rooftop where the city looked like a broken promise. We sat on the edge and smoked cheap smokes, and she told me about her mother who used to sing to the moon, and her father who disappeared into sand dunes with a suitcase full of mirrors. She said, "Everyone leaves. That's the only truth." I said, "I'm still here." She said, "No, not for long." We kissed like we were trying to remember something. Her lips tasted like rains and ruin. I wanted to stay in the moments forever, but time is a thief and memory is a liar. She fell asleep with her head on my shoulder and I watched the stars flicker like dying cigarettes. I thought about the waitress and the moth and the man with the eggs and the preacher and the pigeon and the girl with the cracked eye. I thought about all the stories I'd never finish. In the morning, Mercy was gone. She left a note that said, "Don't look for me. I'm not lost." I folded it into my pocket and walked back down to the city. The streets were waking up, yawning and stretching and pretending they hadn't been crying all night. I passed the boy selling roses and bought one for no one. I gave it to a woman waiting for the bus. She said, "Why?" I said, "Because." I ended up in a bookstore that smelled like dust and dreams. I found a copy of poems by Sappho and read the first page and cried. Not because I understood it, but because I didn't. That's the thing about beauty. It doesn't need to make sense. It just needs to hurt a little. I walked until my feet forgot they were tired. I found a bar with no name and sat in the corner and wrote this story on a piece of paper I found in my wallet. The bartender asked what I was doing, and I said, "Just trying to remember." He said, "Good luck." Outside, the moon was rising, pale and bruised and beautiful. I looked up and whispered, "You're a wanderer too." And the moon winked like it knew. It was a good story. I liked it. I liked it. Hello, how are you? I am. Oh my god, my face exploded. I am very good, thank you. Thank you, Freda. And how are you? By the way, uh, now now I have I'll search for another story. In case you, Freda, have any suggestions, uh, yeah, feel free to stay. It's safe. Um, how's my streaming going? Honestly, I keep not much attention to the chat. I just started. This is like my third, I think my third time going live, and it's the first days I'm trying to understand everything about how VTubing works. I'm doing my best, and um, but yeah, I think it's going better than expected, honestly. I see you have VTuber in your name. Do you stream as well? Yeah, I am very new. I discovered yesterday before going to bed how I track better my face, but now it goes all over the place. Yeah, I'm a VTuber, but I don't stream. That's cool anyway. Do you like making avatars? Okay, meanwhile, I'll search for another story. My streaming schedule, I honestly have yet to appoint one because I'm still organizing everything, and but hopefully I will have one soon. I'll do mostly a bit of gaming and reading. Uh, yeah, I think gaming and reading because I tried to stream a few years ago, and but it was mostly gaming. Problem is, by growing older, I feel less the need of gaming and I feel more the need to start reading again. I used to be a great reader. I read a lot when I was a kid. Yeah, sure, I would like to. Yes. Maybe drop something in my DMs too. I love that sometimes my avatar starts smiling even though I don't smile. It seems that I have a smiley face. Yes, I do have Discord. Maybe I will add it on my socials. Meanwhile, I'll start seeking for another story. I like this one. Did you hear it? Did you like it? If you heard it. Oh, this one is called Haunted Cemetery. Maybe it's creepy. Oh, it's a short poem. Never mind. Oh, there's a whole list. Wow. I wanna. I liked Flash Fiction. I think I'll keep reading that. Okay, I'll drop by then. Okay. There are two stories. Uh, what? There is one story that's called Pea Girl Gets the Milk. How can I not read this? And it's the same guy that wrote the story I just read. Maybe it's a good story. Yes, I will. I will do. Oh my god, my face sometimes just explodes. Yes, I will. I saved it. I will do later because I will like to focus on this. But I will. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll search for another. Let me hear this.
It's a silent
No, I
fight.
don't want. I don't want something sang. Can you please do it right now? I know I cannot. I'm sorry, because I have my Discord account is on my phone because I don't use my PC much, so I need to log on my phone. But right now I'm using it to connect my face to the how is it called, the program VC Face. I'm keeping this loop. Wait a second, because I don't remember it. Let me do this. Let me just do this. Just 1 second. Where did you send my a friend request? This time I did it. This time I did the face. Okay. What kind of idea? I blanked out for a second. I was I was searching for a story. Okay, I sent you the friend. Okay, I see you accepted. Okay. As we now connected, I think I will go on and read the Pea Girl Gets the Milk. So, okay, loop is already in. Meanwhile, tell me what kind of ideas you have. I'm curious. Okay, this is I put uh, like emotional music, but with a title like this, I have no idea where this is going. So, P Girl Gets the Milk, written also by Christopher Hennessy. I won't read the chat for a bit. Yeah, sure, share them. He met her on a Tuesday, the kind of Tuesday that feels like a leftover Monday, stale and grey, and hungover for the weekend since. Her name was Lita, or maybe Rita, or maybe she just said to keep things simple. She had a cigarette halo, a ring of smoke that followed her like an entity, and she wore a leather jacket 2 sizes too big. Sleeves swallowed her hands like she was trying to disappear. He was 57, give or take. Name was Cal. He used to be a jazz pianist at the 80s, back when synth was king and cocaine was communion. Now he lived in a one-bedroom above laundromat that never closed, the home of dryers his lullaby. He drank instant coffee and read poems like scripture. He had a limp from a motorcycle crash that never quite healed, and a heart that beat like a broken metronome. She was 23. Maybe even younger. Maybe older. Time didn't stick to her the way it stuck to him. She moved like flicker, like a neon sign half-lit in motel window. She talked in riddles and laughed like she didn't believe in joy but liked the sound of it anyway. They met outside the 7-Eleven on the main road where the pigeons were mean and the clerks were indifferent. She asked him for a light. He gave her a matchbook from a jazz bar that had closed 10 years ago. She looked at it like it was a relic, like it handed a piece of the moon. "You play?" she asked, flipping the matchbook open. "Used to," he said. "Now I mostly remember." She smiled, slow and sideways. Memory is a kind of music. He didn't know what that meant, but it stuck to him like a gum on a shoe. They started seeing each other, not dating, not loving, just seeing. She'd show up at his place with bruises like constellations and stories that didn't add up. He never asked. She never explained. They drank cheap wine and listened to old records. She liked Coltrane. Said it made her feel like she was floating in a bathtub full of stars. He started writing again. Little things, lines, fragments. Her eyes are 2 broken clocks that still tell the truth twice a day. She walks like she's late for a dream. I think I love her, but I'm afraid she's just a metaphor. She never stayed the night. Said she didn't sleep in places with clocks. Said time was a thief and she didn't want to wake up robbed. One night, she came in bleeding. Not bad, just a cut on her lip. And a look in her eyes like she'd seen something she couldn't unsee. "That client," he asked, "had in there a towel." She shrugged. "Bad world." He made her tea, chamomile. She hated it. Said it tasted like flowers and shit, but she drank it anyway. They sat on the floor, backs against the wall, silence between them like a third person. "Have you ever thought about dying?" she asked. "Only when I'm leaving," he said. She laughed. Real this time, full and loud and reckless. "I like you, old man," she said. "I like you too, kid." She kissed him, soft like a whisper, like a secret, and for the moment he felt young again, not in his bones but in his soul, like maybe the world hadn't passed him by, like maybe he still had a song left to play. They didn't make love, they made something else, something quieter, something sadder, like 2 ghosts trying to remember how to be human. After that, she started staying longer. Not overnight, but longer. I'm toning down a bit because it's piercing my ears. She'd bring little she'd bring him little things. A broken watch, a feather, a Polaroid of a dog she found on the street. He kept them all in a shoebox labeled proof. One day, she didn't show up. He waited, made coffee, played Coltrane, wrote a line. She's the silence between two notes. 2 days passed, then 3, then a week. He went to the 7-Eleven, asked the clerks if he'd seen her. Which one? The clerk asked. The girl with the cigarette halo. The clerk nodded. She OD'd. Alley behind the pawn shop. Cal didn't cry. He just walked. Past the pawn shop. Past the alley. Past the world. He found the spot. There was a stain. Could have been anything. Could have been her. He sat down, lit a cigarette and watched the smoke curl into a halo. He wrote one last line. She was a song I only got to hear once. Then he went home. I played the piano, just one note, over and over, until it sounded like her laugh. Wow. Wow. I liked this. I liked this. It was a cool story. Don't trust her, Freda. She's a scammer. We'll see. I mean, the worst that can happen is that I get a few spam on my Discord. I mean, it's not bad. I can give some trust. By the way, did you like the story? I don't want people to argue and fight in my comments. I'm gonna drink something. Thanks. It was a sad story, but a very romantic story. I like when romance stories are not. I like when they have a bit of sadness. Honestly, it makes them more human, I think. Okay, but don't bicker. Okay. Okay, meanwhile, if you don't have any suggestions, I'll keep going. I think I'm liking this. It's the first time I actually sit up and do this with my voice, especially. I used a different voice before. Like I did not use my voice. I used voice mod, but honestly, I didn't like it. I am finding way more myself in reading with my voice, even if clearly it doesn't match the blonde girl I have as an avatar. I don't care. And drink up some more water. I tried to keep my mouth open just to see my avatar. Okay. Okay, I opened it. I wasn't paying attention. I had it open. Okay, I will pay more attention later, I swear. Okay, I wanna read a horror story now. Something creepy. I want something creepy. No, no fan fiction. Oh my god. I did an oopsie. Wait a second. Here we go. Okay. Horror stories. I hope they're not too long, honestly. Why there's no... Okay, there is some audio. It's very low. Okay. I see two of them are rated 5 and 4 and made it by the same person. So I think I will read one of them. This one. First one. 5 stars. What can go wrong? I mean... Okay, just 1 second. I'll see a thing. Okay, I was watching if the bitrate and everything went well. It's green. Green is a good color. I mean, I'm dressed up in green, so it should be a good color. I like how smiling is my avatar since I did the thing yesterday. It's cool. Okay. Oh, I have not. Well, it doesn't matter. Something is not showing. It's not important. Okay. Why this is like this? Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. So, no more cute music, but creepy music? Maybe? Let's see. Well, it's... Oh, it doesn't start. Of course, I muted the... the tab. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. Okay. The Stuff of Nightmares. Written by Brittany Ann Sheckley? Sheckley? When she woke up, there were 17 voice messages from a stranger. The first was breathing, wet, labored, like someone trying to inhale through a mouthful of blood. The second was a whisper. You left the window open. By the fifth, her hands were shaking. Heather hadn't given up her phone number. She hadn't opened the window. The seventh message was a lullaby, off key, sung in a child's voice. Her daughter Rosie was asleep in the next room, safe, she hoped, but the voice on the recording mimicked their daughter Cadence perfectly. Mama? Mama? Come and play? She dialed the number. Disconnected. The 11th message was a scream. Not a human, not an animal, something in between. It sounded like meat tearing. By the 17th, she was crying. The voice said, "You should have buried him deeper." She hadn't buried anyone. Not yet. The house was too quiet. Heather crept down the hallway barefoot, the floorboards cold and damp. She paused outside Rosie's room, the road ajar. One second, I'll change song because this is way too much. Oh, this is better. Inside, Rosie slept soundly, clutching her stuffed rabbit, its stitched eye dangling by a thread. Heather turned to go back to her room and saw the window. It was wide open. I'll search for a new song. I'm sorry, I have to interrupt because I cannot concentrate. This is better. The curtains fluttered like pale arms reaching out. She slammed it shut, locked it, and checked every door. Nothing broken. No signs of forced entry. But the air smelled wrong, like copper and rot. She opened her phone again. The messages were gone. All 17. That night, she dreamed of the basement. She hadn't been down there in years, not since the flood. The walls had buckled, the floor warped, and the smell, mildew, decay. Something worse had driven her to seal it off, but in the dream, the basement was pristine. White tile, fluorescent light, a metal table in the center. On it lays a body? She stepped closer. It was hers. Eyes gouged out, mouth soon shut. Her chest was open, ribs peeled back like petals. Inside, something moved. She woke up screaming. The next morning, Rosie was quiet. She wouldn't eat. She wouldn't speak. When Heather asked what was wrong, her daughter whispered, "He's in the walls." She froze, wondering, who? Rosie pointed out to the vent and said, "The man who sings." Heather called the police. They searched the house and found nothing, but an officer lingered in the hallway staring at the vent. "Have you ever noticed the smell?" the officer asked. "What smell?" Heather said. He didn't answer and left. That night, the message returned. 32 of them, all blank except the last. "You buried him in the wrong place." Heather tore up the backyard and dug until her hands bled. Nothing. She checked the crawl space, the attic, the old wall between the shed. Still nothing. The smell grew stronger, sweet yet putrid, like fruit left to rot in the sun. Rosie eventually stopped sleeping. She sat in her bed, eyes wide, whispering to the rabbit. Heather listened at the door. "He says you were supposed to die first," the little girl giggled. Heather found the old basement key in the drawer, and she didn't remember locking it. The door to the basement groaned open. The air was thick, wet. She descended the stairs, flashlight flickering. The walls pulsed like veins beneath the skin. She touched one. It was warm. At the bottom, the floor was covered in water, black and motionless. She stepped into it. It wasn't water. It was blood. At the center of the room, something rose. A shape. Human, almost, but all too instinctively wrong. Its limbs were too long, its head tilted in an impossible angle, its mouth stretched from ear to ear, stitched shut with rusted wire. It held a phone. her phone. It played the first message. Breathe in. Then the second. You left the window open. She turned to run, but the stairs were gone. There was only a wall, only a pulsing, living wall. She screamed until the throat tore. The thing stepped closer, its chest open like a flower. Inside, she saw faces, her own, Rose's, the officers, all stitched together, all screaming. She woke up in her bed. The window was closed. Her phone was clean, no messages. She rushed to Rose's room and found it empty. Only the rabbit remained. Its stitched eye is gone. Its mouth soon shut. She felt powerless and horrified and heard a quiet whistling in her ears, only to realize she was choking on a scream and holding her breath. She called the police again. They searched, found nothing, except for the basement. It was pristine. White tiles, fluorescent lights, a metal table. On it lies a body, her daughter's. Eyes gouged out, mouth soon shut, chest open. Inside, something moved. She screamed. The officer hurled her back, his mouth stretched too wide, his badge was stitched to his skin, and he whispered, "You should have buried deeper." She lives in a basement now. The walls whispers, the messages never stop. She answers them and sings lullabies, but her mouth is soon shut. She waits for someone to leave the window open. She decided to stop answering the phone, but it didn't matter. The messages came anyway. Not just on her phone, on the baby monitors, the microwave display, the blinking lights on the smoke detector. Morse code, and she looked it up, discovering the messages. I'm inside her now. Heather smashed the monitor, yanked the smoke detector from the ceiling and unplugged the microwave. Still, the messages came. Rosie began drawing. Not rabbits or rainbows like before. Now it was bodies split open, eyes missing and mouths soon shut. One drawing showed Heather standing in front of a mirror, but the reflection was wrong. It had no skin, just muscle and bone, and a stitched smile. She asked Rosie where she saw it. Her daughter pointed to the mirror. Heather covered every mirror in the house, but reflections still appeared in bottles and windows, in her coffee. Always the same face, always smiling. She tried to leave. Packed the bag, grabbed Rosie's hand, but the front door wouldn't open, not locked, just gone. Only the wall? She tried the back door, the windows and the garage, gone. She screamed until her voice broke. Rosie just watched and giggled. "He says you're almost ready." That night she found a new message, not on her phone, but carved into the bedroom wall. "You buried the wrong daughter." She didn't sleep. She sat in the hallway, knife in her hand, watching Rosie's door. At 3:17 a.m., it creaked open. Rosie stood there, eyes black, mouth soon shut. She stepped forward and Heather dropped the knife. Rosie opened her mouth and the stitches tore as it shrieked, "Mama, it's your turn." The walls began to bleed. The floor cracked open. Hands reached out, long, thin, stitched at the wrist. They grabbed Heather and pulling her down. She fell for hours, through memories, through screams, through every moment she'd ever doubted herself, every time she felt abandoned, every time she wanted to disappear. She landed in a room, white tiles, fluorescent light, a metal table, and on it lay Rosie, but not the real Rosie. Her skin was paper, her eyes were buttons, her mouth was soon shut. Heather stepped closer. The body twitched. She reached out and her eyes opened. Inside were mirrors, and she saw herself smiling. The walls whispered, "You're ready now." The table split open, and inside was a phone. It rang, and she answered. It was her own voice, and it whispered, "You left the window open." She woke up in her bed. The house was quiet. Rosie was gone, and the mirrors were uncovered. She looked into one, and her reflection smiled, but it had its mouth soon shut. She heard herself whisper, "Welcome home." Well, it was cool. I liked it. I liked it. Sometimes I watch the light on my face and I get a, a colored dot on my face. It's I like this story. It was maybe a bit too repetitive on some things, but still, it was very nice. The whole thing about Heather as the name of the protagonist and creepy stuff happening made me think about Silent Hill. One second. Okay, I think I'm reading a last story. Maybe a couple, but I think a last story. I don't want another horror story though. I'll think I'll go with flash fiction again. I'm checking something here that has I want something written by a girl. Okay, this is a bit short, but it can work. I'm also muting a second. I need to drink some water. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Okay, here we go. So, one last story, then maybe I'll do a couple of games. Dead by Daylight. Oh my god. Maybe yes. Yes, I will do that. I will do that. Okay, so before it starts a new song, this last story, it's okay. Let's choose the music before. Okay, we'll go. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. It did that kind of stuff. Um, I just want a sad song. I don't want to search for something that's too much. Why does it go so up? I want something chill. This? Maybe this. Okay, I'll loop this. This is Some Women Are Made of Neon Bones, written by Brittany and Shilkelly. It's the same lady as before. Nice. Okay. The house had been abandoned for years, but it stood like it remembered being loved. The walls were cracking, had windows shattered, and the front porch sagged like it had been holding its breath too long. But beneath the decay, something pulsed, like neon veins under skin. Luna saw it first. She was 7, barefoot and wild-eyed, tugging at the mother's sleeve. "Mama, it's glowing," she whispered, pointing to the house at the end of the street. Nova squinted through the dusk. It wasn't glowing, not exactly, but something about it shimmered, like memory trying to break through. They had just moved into the neighborhood, escaping a past that clung like smoke. Nova didn't believe in signs anymore. She believed in survival, in making it to the next day without unraveling, but Luna believed in magic, and sometimes Nova let herself borrow her daughter's eyes. That night, Nova dreamed of the house. In her dream, it was alive. The walls breathed, the floorboards whispered, and in the attic there was a box filled with letters, each one addressed to her, written in a handwriting she hadn't seen since she was 17. She woke up gasping, her palms damp with sweat. Luna was curled beside her, one hand resting on her mother's chest like she was keeping her heart steady. Nova kissed her forehead and stared at the ceiling. The house was calling. The next morning she walked there alone. The air around it felt charged, like the moments before lightning strikes. She pulled open the gate and groaned like it remembered her. Inside the house was a ruin. Dust hung in the air like ghosts, but the walls were covered in graffiti. Neon pinks, electric blues, and jagged reds. Names, dates, and messages. It was a shrine to things long forgotten. In the living room, she found a doll's head nailed to the wall. Its eyes were missing, replaced with tiny mirrors. Beneath it, someone had scrawled, "We see what we survived." Nova touched the mirrors, her reflection fractured. She wandered through the house like she was walking through her own memory. In the kitchen, she found a paper mache sculpture of a heart, split down in the middle. Headlines about war and loss layered the surface. She felt something crack inside her. In the attic, she found a box, just like her dream. Inside were letters, hundreds of them, all addressed to her, all signed with the same name, Josh, her first love, the one who left without a goodbye, the one she wrote poems about until the ink ran dry. She read the first letter. It was dated the day after he left. I didn't know how to stay, but I never stopped loving you. She read another. I saw your art in the gallery once. I knew it was yours. The rage, the softness, the way you make the pain look holy. She read until her hands shook. She didn't cry. She didn't want to scream. She just sat there, surrounded by words that had waited for years to find her. And for the first time in a long time, she felt seen. When she returned home, Luna was painting. She had covered the living room in a living room wall in bright colors, neon bones, broken dolls, graffiti hearts. I wanted to make it look like a house, she said. Nova smiled. You did. That night, Nova wrote a letter, not to Josh, not to the past, but to herself. You survived. You made beauty out of a wreckage. You are the house. You are the neon bones. You are still here. She folded the letter and placed it in a box. Then she handed Luna a marker. Write something, she said. Luna wrote, Mama is magic. Nova laughed. You're damn right I am. They returned to the house together the next day. Nova brought her camera. Luna brought her paint. They turned the ruin to canvas. They painted over the paint. They added their own stories. They made it theirs. Neighbors started coming. Some brought flowers. Some brought memories. One woman cried when she saw a mural of her sister lost to addiction. She used to live here, the woman said. Nova hugged her. She still does. The house became a sanctuary, a gallery, a rebellion. People came from all over the world to see it, to add to it, to feel something. Nova called it the Neon Archive. Luna called it home. One day, Nova found a letter tucked into the mailbox. No stamp, no envelope, only a single folded page. It read, I saw what you built. I'm proud of you. I'm sorry I couldn't be part of it, but I'll always be rooting for you. It wasn't signed, but she knew. She didn't write back. She didn't need to. Some stories don't need closure. They just need to be transformed. Years passed. Luna grew. Nova thrived. The house stood tall, covered in layers of love and loss and art. It was no longer abandoned. It was alive. Every time someone asked Nova how she did it, how she turned pain into protest, how she made something beautiful out of what tried to break her, she would smile and say, I listened, I remembered, and I let the wreckage speak. Because some houses aren't just buildings. Some houses are women, and some women are made of neon bones. This was also a very nice story. I liked it. It was cute. And I think this was better than the last story, still made by the same person. It's the same woman that did the story before. I liked this a bit more, I think. I'll save this website. It's cool. I like it. Let me see. Okay, I saved the website. Okay, now I think I'll do a little intermission. I'll leave you some music and be right back with Dead by Daylight. So I'll set up everything later. Hey, here we are. Okay, I can enlarge again the scene in Streamlabs. Okay, everything seems to be working. I'll just check a thing. Okay, I am closing this as I know everything works. Right? Then I'll close this. Just 1 second, please. Okay, meanwhile, I'll queue up. Just so it starts. I'll change. I wanna go Sable again. Oh no, I have Elodie. I like this game. One second. Okay, I cannot interrupt something, apparently. Maybe I can change something in here. Or even better, I can change something here. Okay, I'll just try to wait, let me do this. I'll go medium. No, not good. Okay, let's try this. Oh my god, it looks like crap. Because my PC can handle everything. Oh, they're both here. I'm running away. Oh! Maybe. Too close. course. No, you're too far away. Stupid, don't do it. He could. Oh my god. He could. He could help me. Yeah, this is not a bad song. Please. Yes, of course. Wow. I have to mend. Wow. Oh my god, someone died already. Can we do this? Very shitty. I cannot see traps very well. I am dead. Shut up. Oh no. Oh no. Well. I don't understand how my CPU works. Dead by Daylight was at 50. Now it's at 35 and it still has the same amount of CPU used. What the hell? Like total amount of all the applications opened. Don't understand how it works. Makes no sense. Fuck me, fuck. I mean, not that way, of course. Unless you're lucky. Both. Yes. I'm sorry, I'm silent because I'm focused on two things. One, that my CPU is burning up, and two, that the game, it's not gaming. If I run this way, I meet the daddy guy, and we don't want that. Hopefully. No, again. Oh my god. Well. Well, nice timing. Egregious timing. Awesome timing. Okay, I'll do last game and then I'll close everything. What is going on? What happened? Okay, something exploded for a second. Let me see. Maybe I can change something here. Turn off the VSync. Let's put it full screen. Is it still going? Yes. Well. By going full screen, I think you can always hear the game, even though I don't always. What? Okay. I got scared for a second. Just one thing. Okay. Then one is Dracula. Did I hear traps? Uh-oh. What? White. Two people just behind a wall. Okay. We got away with this. Huntress. Am I hearing things? Okay, they healed. I don't want to go on the same side as before. We got too many on the same side. I want to do something in the center. I'll keep tracking one of them because I cannot see the other. Here's the doggy. Okay, I see her. No, that's the doggy. Different. Okay, he saw me. Okay. Free. The game runs anyway. The problem is that my CPU is burning. It's either I have face recognition or I don't game. That's the point. And I don't understand. My PC is not that bad, but for some reason it's eating up. So I'll do this game and then I'll close the stream. I mean, I streamed a lot today. And soon enough, maybe I will have a shovel and something like a YouTube account to load the VODs into, just to say stuff. Maybe bring up some more people. What? What's that? Oh my god. I am drunk. I am drunk. Wow. I still don't understand who's the second killer. I saw Dracula, but nothing else. Please? Okay. Oh, it's him. I hate him. Oh my god. I hate him. I hate the Wraith. I cannot stand it. I'm a bad player, I know, but I really don't like matching up against him. I turn into a complete idiot when I have him against me. I'm dead. Jesus Christ, he didn't need a boost of speed. It didn't really need a boost of speed. Every time he goes out of his stealth invisibility, he speeds up like a fucking truck. You don't need that. You really don't need that. It's strong enough. They shoot like 300 heals. How I was still healed. Sorry, everybody. I have a boost. Look at this crap that I just found. When I say go, be ready to throw. Go. Throwing on a Yes, this is fun to be tunneled again by shitface and his fucking friend. God damn. Lucky me that that's the last game. Well, it has not been a good game at all. Okay, let me just close the game. I said I would do just a couple. I have to do something later, so I think we can turn off. And wait. Okay. Well, thanks to anyone that stood by and heard just a bit of, I don't know, reading or something. Wait. Thanks to anyone that came in and wrote a message and just spent some time together. Even by lurking, it's not important. Well, I have to say thank you then. And up to the next day. Maybe, oh my god, maybe even tomorrow. Who knows? Thank you, bye.